Alright guys, I am sick, I know that, but let me just get that out of the way first. I am sick as fuck right now, so please do not make fun of my voice. I won't have a lot of voice cracks because I'm sick. Anyway, today's video is going to be about something I really want to discuss right before, this should be like one of my last videos before my 100 Days of Pyro come out, because, not one of my last videos, but it will definitely be there. But I want to figure out, why is Pyro not allowed in MGE? And that's really my main point of this, is like figuring out why Pyro himself is not allowed in MGE. And Pyro is a class, I feel like there is, like, I'm in an all class server right now, so that's how I'm playing Spy. Is a class that actually needs a whole bunch of like, he needs a whole bunch of practice to understand his role too well, and I just failed that horribly. But if you want to say there's actually a reason why a whole bunch of these classes are not allowed in MG, but there's no reason for Pyro to not be there. So let me just go over the reasons why, like, every single class and why they're either allowed or not allowed in MGE. So let's go. To start out with the allowed classes, we have Scout. It is very basic on why he is allowed. Number one, he is like one of the most aim needed classes in the game. Also, not to mention, he has some of the highest movement requirement as well, so it's understandable why he's in MGE. The reason why Soldier is allowed is due to, well, his movement tech, his aim, need for aim, and also his role in comp. So, yeah, that is why he is needed in MGE. Demo Man is allowed in comp for the same reasons as Soldier. So, yeah. Sniper is by far the one is the least needed for this, because people say it's just made for sixes. It's not. I don't think it is. But Sniper's here because he needs the most aim out of any single class. But he is, compared to these two, he cannot really get in a 1v1 unless it was another Sniper. Now, for the not allowed classes. We'll see if these make sense. Heavy. Heavy is not allowed due to his sheer amount of being able to kill everybody in a 1v1. And he has the highest health pool, and also you know you're going to be fighting someone. So, like, you know that you're going to be in a short, close range 1v1. So, it's not usually going to be allowed to run heavy, so that makes sense. Medic. Now, Medic is not allowed due to his inability to do damage, and really no need to train with him, because the way you train with Medic is to learn how to Uber and all that, learn how to Uber advantagely. So that is why Medic is not allowed. Engineer. The reason why Engineer is not allowed is due to his ability to spawn camp with his buildings, and also the fact you don't really need to learn, because if you want to learn how to play shotgun, you can just go Scout. Spy. I feel like Spy is the second class that should be allowed, because it's the same reason as Sniper. You can learn how to trick stab, you can learn how to like use his revolver decently. He should be allowed, and for the same reason as Sniper is allowed. So yeah, Spy should really actually be in MGE. Fine. Now let's get to the class that is by far, I think, the most deserving of being allowed in MGE. And this may seem like I'm biased because I'm a Pyro main, but I actually have some good reasons on why Pyro should just be allowed in MGE. So here we go. Pyro, like Soldier, Demo, and Scout, all have external factors to get good with him. You have detonator jumping, air blasting, combos, reflecting, and actually aim as well, because unless you're just playing the WM1 all day, you can actually get really good with WM1 will not work in MGE anyway, but you can learn how to combo, reflect, air blast people into the air, detonator jumping, thermal thruster jumping, which is heavily good movement tech. Let's see here, extinguisher combos, all of this stuff. Reflect jumping can all be learned in MGE, but it's not allowed. I don't know why, considering Pyro not like Heavy. Heavy, he doesn't have an absurd health pool like Heavy or the sheer amount of damage. He has enough damage to be used like Medic. He can't spawn camp like Engineer, and he isn't a one-trick pony like Spy. Just saying that right now. MGE with Spy is like very one-trick. And this leads to my question. Why is Pyro not allowed in MGE? And I know what a lot of you guys are gonna say is it's not fun to fight a Pyro. Okay? This is an excuse to actually learn how to fight Pyro to the best of your ability. It's better to learn how to fight Pyro than to just not engage with the Pyro at all. Because there are some times you're going to have to fight a Pyro, and in that situation you're going to have to know how to fight him, and MGE is going to be able to help you with that. Well, also, it teaches the other player how to fight as a Pyro. It makes sense on why he should be allowed in MGE. Not like the other classes, besides Spy, I guess, that really either can't really fight or is just too strong. So, Pyro should be allowed in MGE just because he is, like I said, he is exactly like Soldier, Demo, and Scout in that scenario. If we look on Reddit, which is a horrible place to look for any advice, however, this is the only place I was able to get any footage for my video. Alright, Pyro. I'm not going to go over the other classes considering, well, this video is about Pyro mainly, and also he brings up good points for the other classes. And Sniper is actually allowed on a few of these. I don't know why he put this here. However, Pyro, his air blast can be very frustrating for soldiers to fight. You can't jump him because air blast. You can't direct him because air blast, and most soldiers forego a shotgun for the gunboats, so literally have no option against the Pyro. This is just blatantly wrong information. And also, this guy's an MG server hoster. Shout out to him. Server hosters are cool. Anyway, we're gonna go with why this is wrong information. And remember, do not take this serious. I hate I have to say this every single time. Do not take this personally. Do not take this seriously. Because holy shit, I don't know how everyone has to say that all the time. So anyway, to the info. Pyro, yes, it can reflect rockets, and that is something that is not going to change. However, Soldier, that issue of Pyro being able to reflect his rockets with him having no way to counter, that is absolutely bullshit for a very specific reason, and that is the point. You are supposed to be able to bait out Pyro. That is something that you're supposed to learn how to do. And if you're unable to do that, that is your fault, and you need to learn how to do that. Now, I'm not saying you should always run gunboats or always run shotgun, but it is something that could be useful if you are trying to, you know, you also can actually dive bomb into there, because a Pyro is rarely going to be able to actually punish that. Unless you were doing it right on him, which then you're just going to get air blast into the air. But you can learn how to actually trick the Pyro into air blasting and then firing it off, which is very important as a soldier to learn how to do. And also, you can learn how to, you know, fight a Pyro and get out of its effective range. You can do all this amazing stuff with fighting a Pyro as Soldier, and you get to learn how to fight him a lot more. Now, something he didn't mention is something people are going to say is, I saw it down here, is that Pyro versus Scout is an unfair matchup. It is a perfect matchup, actually, because both classes can have trouble fighting each other at their effective ranges. So you can learn how, the point of MG is to learn how to fight each class and learn a lot more in practice. Restricting one of the classes that you're going to run into a lot in actual play is very important, and Pyro not being allowed in MGE servers is just making so you're not learning how to fight like you're not learning how to fight like 5 of the game's 9 classes. maybe 4. I don't know. Actually, you're not learning how to fight 5 of the game's 9 classes, which is not making any sense considering everything I just said. Devilman has the exact same thing with Soldier, and that is, you can learn how to bait out Pyro. I'm not going to say too much for this, considering it is pretty much the exact same thing as Soldier. However, this can also help the Pyro learn how to fight Stickies, because Stickies are really, really hard to actually as a Pyro when you're at close range. So, let's just evaluate here. Pyro, despite having the exact same criteria I think is going to be needed for MGE, is not allowed in MGE. That being high skill ceiling, which yes he does. I mean, up there with those classes. And then we have a movement text with a detonator, thermal thruster, advanced combat techniques like we have. Like Soldier has combos with rocket launcher and also air shots. Pyro has combos with his secondaries, his melees. Let's see. Extinguish. I mean, this could be kind of as a combo, but Extinguisher jumping with detonator could be very useful. Reflex, which require a whole bunch of different combat skills in order to use. And then we also have Reflect jumping, which is also something it's really hard to learn as a Pyro unless you are trying to get it with just constantly getting at a free-to-play soldier in like mid-range. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think Pyro should be allowed in MGE? And if you don't think so, let me know in the comments, because it's something I actually really want to know about. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye, boys. And I don't know what girls play TF2. Bye.